Hey guys, welcome back to Crusty Cranks TV, where we paint baits and make lures. Alright, today we're going to do a little popper pattern. I had a great event over the weekend. It was long, 5 days. I sat out there selling baits, sold a lot of custom painted baits, and I sold a lot of soft plastics too. So yeah, I was real surprised about the turnout that I got, and yeah, so those are probably something I'll share with you down the road on how to go about doing that. Shout out to Ugly Dog Lures, Charlie and Mel, for giving me some pointers and helping me out on things to do and places to find. I've got 3 more events planned out for the fall season, so yeah, maybe that's something down the road I'll share with you. But you know how to go about doing some of those things and things I've learned about going out and selling your baits, because I know a lot of you that are out there that watch the videos probably want to sell your baits or are already selling your baits. So yeah, maybe we can create a little community where we share ideas and things. But today we're going to paint this popper. This is a frog popper. I got a custom order for 3 of them after I ran out of them. I started taking custom orders, so I got 3 more to paint. I sold 8 of the big ones, and I'm sorry, 6 of the big ones and 8 of the small poppers, so plus these 3 that I got to paint. So let's get on with it. All right, we used titanium white. Obviously got a bigger bottle this time instead of buying the little bottles because I used so much of it. Then we coated her with pearl white, pearlized white from Createx. All right, so next we're going to put on some Com Art, and I started using Com Art because I got a little sample 3-pack and tried them out, and I really like the way they spray. Now they're thin, so you're going to have to really turn down your pressures or you're going to blow spots all over your bait and you're not going to get a smooth finish. So if you're using the Com Arts, you already know they're thin, but they work really good. I like this color. If you don't have Com Art, you can always use the Createx transparent yellow. It'll work just as good. All right, so but we're going to use the Com Art. We're going to coat this down, then we're going to hit it with some fluorescent yellow, because it's got kind of a green tint to it if you look at the difference between the two, and that's going to help out with our blending a little bit. All right, so that'll be next, fluorescent yellow. Then we're going to come on top of that with some pearlized lime, and then of course detail moss green. And then we're going to come back for the spots. We're going to be using yellow and black, and I'm going with the opaque yellow on that. It's canary yellow from US Art Supply, and I'll explain that to you when we get to it. Then we're going to use opaque black for the black spots. So all right, let me get some paint in the brush, and we'll get started. All right, got the yellow in, and it's got my pressure down. I'm using my eye water today. It's got the 0.3, I think it's 3.5 maybe, needle in it. And because we're using yellows and greens, we won't have to do a lot of cleaning. We'll just dump the paint out of there and go right to the next color. Okay, we just want a little thin coat of that yellow on there, just to give it a little more base. All right. Just hit the mouth. I'm going to do the mouth with the green instead of the orange, which I usually do on these poppers. All right, I'm going to dry that, bring you back, and we'll get the green on. All right, got the fluorescent yellow in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down this guy with some fluorescent yellow. And just because it leaves a little more of a chartreuse look. And we're going to leave the belly yellow. Yeah, I know it might be a little hard to see the difference on here, but if you can see that, a little bit of a difference. And the nice thing about doing this frog is you don't have to worry about getting it exactly even. If there's some little bit of color variations in spots, that's okay. You'll see when we do the detail moss green, we're going to add a little bit of spots, different color, darker and lighter spots on this frog. Oh, I just blew a piece of dirt or something on there. All right, I'm going to clean this out, get that off of there, and I'll bring you back. Okay, got the pearlized lime in there. We're going to come on top of that just to break up that fluorescent a little bit. It's not going to take much. And now we got 3 different shades of yellow to green. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Okay, I'm going to take this pearlized lime and then I'm just going to put a few little darker spots on it. Okay, hope you can see that. And we're going to do the same thing with the detail moss green. Alright, I'm going to dry that so we don't start piling up. So I'll bring you right back. Okay, got the detailed moss green in there. And now we're going to hit the back, darken it up with some detail moss green. And we're going to have some darker spots and some lighter spots. Okay, kind of like that. A few more darker spots over here. Darken up the tail a little bit. And around the eyes. And got a little splatter because I got the pressure turned down because I want to get some splattering effect. So if you hit your button, you'll get some little splattering specks. Just a quick little pop. Okay, I think that's it. Darken his face a little more. Let's give him a little dark spot under his chin. Same way over here. Let's hit just a hint of green on there. There we go. Let's give him a little splatter on his belly. And that's what we got. Alright, I'm going to clean this out, get my stencil ready, and I'll paint the other baits and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I got a few stencils here. I'll explain to you how this is going to work. Alright, I got one for each side, obviously, or two for each side, obviously. So these spots are bigger than these spots. So this is going to be my yellow. And I'm going to use opaque yellow because I want to opaque it out. I want to opaque the spots out. And then I'm going to overlay this one and spray black spots. Okay, so I got actually 3 lures here, but I only got 2. Let me move this one out of the way so we don't get some paint on it. All right, and I'm going to position this off camera because it's a little hard leaning over this camera to get it in position. But I always put an eye spot on my stencils, so that helps me line it up. See if I can do it on camera. And it's really not that tricky. I just want to make sure that all my spots are on the bait. Like so. Alright, and I'm going to get the yellow in my brush, and we'll spray the yellow on here. And I want opaque because I want to opaque all that green out. I mean, you could have it transparent if you want. Use a transparent yellow. It makes it a little easier to line up the second black spot pattern if it's opaque. So, and that's what I did. That sold, so I'm going to do these exactly like I did the ones that sold. Okay, all right, so let me get the yellow in there. Again, I'm using Opaque Yellow from US Art Supply. I don't have any Createx opaque, so that's why I'm going with this. Okay, got the brush cleaned out. That's one thing, going to greens was okay, but then when we went back to yellow, we had to make sure we got it really clean. So, all right, so I got the stencil on there. Put my finger over the eye, and I'm gonna build this a little bit. So I'm gonna hit it, dry it, hit it again until I get a nice opaque. Stencil come a little loose from sitting. Don't matter though. We're gonna put black on it. Dry it with some air. Okay. Hit that with a little heat. Push my stencil back down. And hit it one more time. Alright, let's peel it off, see what it looks like. Looks good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stick this one on. Just so I don't have to put it back in on the paper. And I'll set that aside and finish it. Alright, we get the other side on here. Have to pay real close attention that you look and get the fat spots, the fat big spots. Okay, same thing on this one. Don't really have to worry about the eye. It's going to be covered over with an eye anyway. Okay, hit that with the hair dryer. So I'm doing a combination of air and paint until I get it where I think it's good. Okay. So there's the yellow spots. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the yellow on these other baits, and then I'll bring you back when I got the stencil, when I'm putting the stencil on for the black spots. Okay, now we're gonna put the black spots on. So I'm gonna get the right stencil here. So these black spots are just a little smaller. They're just choked in a little bit smaller than the other yellow spots. And I've still got my eyeball spot on there. That's going to help me line it up. And the thing about it is I don't have to worry about getting it perfectly center. In fact, it actually looks a little better if it's offset just a little bit. It kind of gives it a little depth. So I find my eye spot right here. And then all I got to do is just make sure that the part I'm going to spray black through the stencil see some yellow. So I'll show that to you in just a second. I actually picked one that was just a little more yellow on it, just so you could kind of see. So I don't even really care if it's perfect. I just want to look and see that I got some yellow in there. If it's going to be offset just a little bit, that's perfectly okay. It's not going to matter. I've done, let's see how many I've done, about 14 of these, and I don't think I've hit one of them that was perfectly yellow spot centered all the way around the black spot, which is perfectly fine because it actually turned out better that way. So as long as I can see yellow under there, and I got my eyeball where I know pretty much that's got me lined up, it should turn out okay. All right, so let me move this one out of the way so I don't get no black on it. And put a little opaque black in there. And the other thing is, when you get ready to put your black spots on, if you're doing it like this, just make sure that you're really good and dry before you put your sticky stencil on there, so it don't peel off your yellow if that yellow hasn't had a good amount of time to sit. All right, so this should be very quick and easy. Get a little black coming out. Don't hold it too close. Now you can vary the darkness that you want. If you want really dark spots, you know, just keep putting the black on. But if you kind of want little ghost black spots, then don't put too much on. I'm going to go ahead and darken these in real good, just so you can see what the final product looks like. Okay. Yep, I almost hit that one perfect. Centered up, but it's off a little bit. The stencil stretch a little bit, so you can see where it's kind of what we call out of register. It means it's not hitting exactly in the centers of all the circles, but that's cool. I like it. See, it's a little faded down there at the bottom. Okay. All right, let me get the other side on here real quick, and we'll finish these guys up. Okay, got the other side on there, and working with some pretty small spots too. So as long as I make sure I'm good here and I'm good up here somewhere in the yellow. It's all got yellow under it. I'm gonna be good. And like I said, if it's not perfect, that's okay. It still kind of looks good offset a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna give that a quick heat. And here's the reveal. There we go. All right, let's get some eyes on it. Okay, that's the eyes I chose. Oop, sorry about that. Oh yeah, super glue's getting a little stringy. Time to get a new bottle. Put a lot of eyes on with that bottle. All right, that's the finished piece. We get some epoxy on it. I think those eyes make it look like a frog. All right, let me get some epoxy on it. I'll bring you back and we'll wrap this video up. All right, friends, we're back, and here's the finished poppers. All right, I got the long 4-inch popper laying on there too, just so you could see what they look like, all 3 of them. And yeah, they turned out really good. I'm real happy with it. Obviously these are going out the door today, since I put some hooks on the other 2. And I appreciate everybody that's been watching the videos. I appreciate all the new people that are signing up. It's awesome. We're almost to 1,000. We got about 200 and something people to go, which we should hit here pretty soon. But I really appreciate everybody that's been watching the videos. Hope you're learning some good techniques, some new tricks, some new ways to paint baits. And yeah, so stay tuned. We got some more stuff coming up. I'm working on some videos. Like I said before, I did a bunch of different new patterns for the show, for the event that I did, and I'm gonna be releasing them. But these are the poppers, the frog poppers. And I did do one without the yellow right here, so you could kind of see how the yellow really brings out the spots. This was just a little test one that I did when I first started doing the poppers, and I didn't really like just the black spots on there, so I went on and put the yellow pattern underneath of it. But that's the finished piece. Glad you guys enjoying the videos. Give me a like, give me a share, give me a comment, subscribe if you haven't. And always remember, stay crusty, my friends.